Hey everybody, Al Puglisi, Al Puglisi Trains, and this lady here was on my channel a while back in Women in Model Railroading. And Joyce, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us again who you are and why you're here today?
Okay. Um, I am Harrisburg's first black female train engineer for Conrail.
Okay.
And I've been working on the railroad for 28 years. A lot of people call me Joy, but my real name is Joyce Robinson.
Okay. And you were selling a bunch of children's coloring books promoting railroad safety and promoting the different jobs in railroading for kids. And you've got books on Amazon.com,
Yes.
and you're getting ready to come out with a book about, what is it, Johnny's Train Ride? What was the new book?
It's called Johnny's Amazing Train Ride, and it is about a little boy and his first train ride with his dad, who
Okay.
is a conductor on the railroad. And he takes a train ride from Harrisburg to Philadelphia. And when he gets to Philadelphia, they were supposed to be going to the zoo.
Right.
But then when they get to the train station, Johnny said, "Dad, I don't really want to go to the zoo. Can I just ride the Acela?" So his dad gets the tickets for them to ride the Acela from Philadelphia to New York City.
Wow.
And the Acela train stands for acceleration and speed because it's the fastest train in the United States.
Right.
And it travels at speeds up to 160 miles an hour.
Did you ever mess with that train at all?
Oh no, I don't run the electric engines. I'm I'm a freight engineer.
All right, and I'm going to go down this list here, and you can answer if you ran these engines. And I know what the answer is already, but SD40s.
Yes, SD40s.
And you ran the SD42s.
40-2s, yes.
And then the SD70.
SD70.
And the SD80 Mac.
SD80 Mac.
And you also did the SD90 Mac.
SD90 Mac and EMD engines. So as a train engineer, you don't have a choice to say, "Oh, I'm going to run this engine or that engine."
Right.
You have to be able to operate all of the diesel electric engines, all of the SDs, the GPs, and the EMDs.
And Conrail, I think somebody said they only had SD80s, but you said the SD90 Max came from a different railroad, or they were leased or something, or that was at a later time?
They were not our engines, but when they were in our yard, we had to operate them. So I had the privilege to operate the SD90 Max, and they are powerful engines, big, heavy engines. And if I am correct, it is the biggest and heaviest diesel engine in the world.
Wow. If don't know, but and then you ran various GP38, GP38 twos.
Yes.
And the GP stands for general purpose?
Yes, that's correct.
What's the SD stand for?
Super duty.
Super duty. And you would run these things, what, double consists of what, double, triple, quadruple, all different ways?
It's however they had them. Like for a coal train, I might have 3 engines, and it could be either of any of those engines. I didn't choose them. The diesel house would put them together.
Right. And then, folks, I've got pictures of her running various engines. I got pictures of you ran some Norfolk Southern stuff too, didn't you?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. I've got pictures. Well, you've had a long day at the train show, the Great Scale Train Show, promoting your coloring books for the kids and safety, railroad safety for kids and the various books. And then you're coming out with an adult book too. What's that called?
It's called The Lady on the Locomotive.
Okay.
And it talks about a lot of things. It talks about stories. It talks about travel, and it talks about trials as I became a train engineer.
And you were also a brakeman.
Yes, I also was a brakeman. That's how I started. And I was a brakeman for about 6 months, and then I decided that I wanted to go to engineer school.
Wow.
And so I decided to put in a bid, and it was accepted, and so I went to engineer school. And I can remember when I passed the test, I forgot to blow the horn.
Wow. Oh, you got to blow the horn. It's
I know
tradition.
Got to blow the horn.
Well, Joyce, look, I really appreciate it, and I guess we'll see you up at York. What you're going to be in the at York, the big York TCA train show next week.
Yes, it's on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I'm going to be in the Orange Building in E5, E5 and E6.
Okay, and I'll see you up there because I'll be up there all day Friday.
Okay, and I would just like to tell you, I want to thank you for showing me your railroad down here. This model railroad is amazing. I never seen anything like it. It's so meticulous and so detailed, and I love it. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, hey, no problem. Thanks, Joyce.